Good morning, church. Welcome, welcome. We're going to go ahead and get settled down. It's good to visit with family and friends. I'd like to welcome you on this beautiful, beautiful autumn morning as we come together and celebrate the Lord and what He's done in our lives. There is, I don't know about you guys, but I feel like life has been busier than it's been in a long, I guess we say that all the time, but it's been so busy. It's been so busy with good stuff. I do have a few announcements that I'd like to mention to you so that you know about some of the great stuff that's with the busyness of the church. Next week, we have our missions conference, and you'll have Mr. David Chang who's coming. Yep, David Chang will come from OMF International, and he'll be sharing next Sunday during this period, during this time. He'll be delivering a message from the pulpit. And get involved. Look in the bulletin and get involved as much as you can in the missions conference, thinking about what's going on in other parts of the world. Pastor Jerry might remember this too. I remember back in the 90s when I was in Bible college that there was a statistic at that time that 95% of the world's population was outside the United States. Okay? And of the current, at that time, 40,000-ish Bible college and seminary students in the United States, 95% of them would stay in the United States. And the United States has actually become one of the strongest educating facilities for those who are being trained for the ministry of the gospel in an academic setting. Obviously, there's discipleship all over the world going on. But so the statistic was that the 5% of students would try to minister to the 95% of people, and the 95% would remain ministering to the 5% in the United States. The balance is way off. So there are people who are doing mission work and who are trying to share the gospel in countries that profoundly don't welcome it. There are people who are trying to do it in other languages. There are people who are doing the great work of teaching native people to lead their own people. To me, that was always the best mission work right there. If you want to reach Japan for Christ, teach the Japanese. If you want to reach the Australians for Christ, teach the Australian. Don't send somebody else in who's a foreigner. Train cultures to care for themselves even. And missionaries are doing that, and they work hard, and they're tired, and they're out there doing what we do here, and they're doing it there, and just having a heart and a mind to pray for and to support, and maybe even be called to various forms of mission work. That's something to focus on. So if you get a chance, please engage the Global Missions Conference next weekend. You've got a handout there that will help you with that. I'll also remind you that Pastor Jerry and the youth group is looking for items for Operation Christmas Child. You can get with him, and there's places to put stuff right outside in the hallway. And then you can also work for the ones online, but they're looking for those materials to pack the boxes now. In your bulletin, I have a few more. This has been a morning where everybody's like, Pastor Rob, I need you to say this. I'm going to try and remember it all. In your bulletin, you have a mention there, number 4, of the Children's Fall Festival on the 31st, which for some is known as Halloween, for others is known as Reformation Day, and for others known as Cultural Dress Up and Get Candy from Strangers Day. So you pick whichever version you're comfortable with, but we're going to be having a Children's Fall Festival here from 7 to 9 p.m. It was 7:30 to 9:30. They backed it up a half hour because it is a school night. And Sister Kylie, who is our ministry deacon for the children's group, is helping to fund this. They've asked us, the English congregation, for help. Some of you guys are about to have a flashback. They're doing a cake walk. Who here knows what a cake walk is? Yep. A few of us, some of you aren't willing to date yourself. All right, and essentially, a cake walk, it's musical chairs. Is that right? Yeah, it's musical chairs, and when you win food. It was invented by Baptists, I'm sure.